Greetings, Earthlings. I'm Nelson, and today we're going to be talking about the evolution of my screams from winter 2008 to winter 2022. So that's about 14 years of development. I've been a vocalist technically for 16 years now. I technically started doing vocals in September 2006. That's when I got my license, so I started driving like on my own. I would stay up really late playing like RuneScape, and then I had to get up early for school, so I would just be tired and I'd start nodding off when I was driving, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna die. So I was like, I gotta do something to stay awake while I drive, and I just started singing along to whatever happened to pop up on my iPod. It didn't sound very good. 2007, I started taking vocals more seriously. I started my first band, and I was like, yo, I do stuff in my car. I'll be the vocalist. And I started off with like a totally safe and healthy fry scream. It just happened. I was just in the car trying to copy Phil from All That Remains and like Tim from Rise Against, and it just happened. Like I didn't struggle. I didn't have to like, bash my head against the wall. I just got it, like first try. Tonally, it was not the best fry scream in the world. There's a lot of development that is going to happen over the next, 14 years as I move from fry into like false chord, into like these false chord fry hybrids, into like a rytanoid rattle false chord hybrids. You can just really hear how much my voice changed and how much effort I put into it. And what's cool is that like at the time when I first started learning, this was like 2007, there wasn't like a lot of knowledge about screaming. Like vocalists like Danny Warsnop and Ollie Sykes and Corey Taylor were like damaging their voices. We didn't know what we know about harsh vocals today. Like when I was coming up, it was just make this sound, and if it doesn't hurt, awesome. We know that's not the case now, but I'm just saying you can hear how I keep making these changes, but also how I continue to improve. A lot of vocalists at that time, they got worse and worse every year. Whereas for me, I just got better and better. And like now, December 22, this is the best I've ever sounded. And hopefully I just keep getting better, knock on wood. The point is, this just came very natural to me. I didn't really have to think about it. I didn't have to struggle, but I did put 14 years of effort and consistency and work and time into my voice. Now, like I said, I started my first band in 2007. It was winter 2007. I'm not exactly sure. I'd guess maybe November, December. I know there was snow on the ground and it was really cold, but I don't have any recordings from then. So I'm going to start in 2008. It was maybe 2 to 4 months later. I think it was like January, February 2008. So I hadn't been taking vocals seriously for very long. So I still consider this like a starting point. But you'll hear, like as a vocal coach now, if a student came to me with this fry scream, I would be like, hey, that's safe. Like we can fix the tone. We can make it sound a lot better, but it's a good, healthy fry scream. You'll notice I sound pretty bad maybe until like 2012, 2013. That's when I actually started to sound like a professional vocalist and like I knew what I was doing, and it just gets better from there. So, sit back and enjoy the ride.
Set their purpose to break me. You have a purpose to make me. The others lost inside an innate cycle, falling down on me. But it's not their purpose to change. It's like a question so big. Believe me, it's not my own. But I got these teeth, so it's okay. The throne I sit upon decays. Portrays cats got my tongue. But I know you know. You want it, buddy, what you put it, don't you want it? No, you did. to raise his child, then I will name him something memorable. His name will be Cartoon. I force the pedal to the floor. Wolf betray. They will take flight if it's the last thing I ever do. What can we do? Plow through them all if they stand in our way. They die. Break their lives. Drive them back to the swamp from which they came. Don't look at me like I'm insane. Vision inside. Withdraw the sword. The tunnel quakes. Sighing for the door. The wolf kind of siren for my life. Out of the steps, dropping down the lights. I crash down in this bed and a wicked one robs the past. The gods fill up the hallways. They never fed, they never ruled, they never rise to my demon like me. Good news, when I say my abilities. Yes, I'm trying to trust me not to out my way. And if it proves what it's theory, go back to the rising names. They shriek as another one dies. I find amusement. And time pulses the helpless rust takes flight out of the doom. No warning, I see it gone quiet. I was there, but not prepared to brush with the terrible creature. I had found, still informed myself. I was made to show the world how much I failure. To grow and learn from this mistakes instead of rotting in their wake. You're the glory of the fame. Can never bring me consolation. Forever feed this fire. They call me to poison the roads and so to only be contained. Take the plunge. Holding these pieces 'cause I wasn't good enough. Now I'm sure. Now I'm sure of it all. No fire can haste. So sure I can't. Right out me down. Your fingers out to see what take me in their palm. If this what it's like, if this what it's like to have everything you could want in your life. If this what it's like, if this what it's like to know that you'll never wake up from your night. I just drink my blood, I just drink my blood. What's the worth of your life if you're not someone? But he's so the person, he didn't take my tongue. Stuffed my body full of wickedness, I'm kicked out. Oh, I've forgotten what it means to be alive. And oh, it's so tragic, cause there's no one home inside. I'm nothingness incarnate, I'm a throne without a king. The masterpiece I find within me. I want to become my soul. Every violent thought. This is the look of a man who's been guilted. Yeah, this is the way that he handles his pain. Shut the fuck up and go start on your wall. It's personal now with the sick. I freak out. I'm a brick with a blackened thumb. And I'll stick it in your mouth on the off chance that I mentally fuck you up. Oh no, no, I did nothing. Snack on the bones and I'm just in the real thought. This, cause you won't see what it comes with the pain of belief. You got the gun, got the gun, got the fucking gun, got the fucking cord.
So hopefully you found this video helpful. If not, sorry. I don't know. I'll try harder next time or something. I don't really know what to say. I just thought this was like a really cool opportunity because not a lot of vocalists were able to document the beginning of their vocal journey all the way, like every year up to where they are now. Like that's 14 years of development. And I don't know, I just thought it was really cool. I wish I could have shown like the progression of everything, but I kind of just picked like certain vocal parts, or I was like, okay, here's some screams, here's what I was doing the next time, here's what I was doing the next time, and just showing how I grew as a vocalist. It would just be way too long of a video and take way too much time for me to be like, here's the progression of 14 years of lows, and then here's 14 years of mids, and then here's 14 years of highs. I didn't even cover cleans, and I didn't even cover the progression of like my rapping. There's just so much that goes into it, and I'm such a diverse vocalist that I just didn't have time. But hopefully this video showed you at the least the amount of effort that I put in over the last 14 years to sound as good as I do now. Like I went from sounding like a screamer from a garage band to sounding like a professional like beast. It does take time. I know if I would have taken lessons, it would have taken probably a quarter of the time. Like I'm self-taught. If I would have taken lessons, I probably could have achieved a lot more in a lot less time. Just make sure that if you take lessons, you're taking them from a person who, one, actually knows what they're talking about, two, is in a band, three, has done tours for like at least a month, if not longer. Make sure you're learning it from somebody who knows how to do this stuff in the field, not just in the studio, knows what techniques work. I've been on tours with vocalists who took lessons from a certain vocal coach who I'm not going to name. They've taught these vocalists and they teach them bad techniques. They teach them like fake fry technique, that sound. And I watched these vocalists lose their voice in like 3 days. 3 days. I'm like, we're going to be on the road for a while and you already lost your voice. 3 days into the tour. Just make sure. I highly recommend doing your research before you pick a coach. If you want to work, on your own, make sure you're doing it right. Like I got lucky. I was self-taught, but right off the bat, I was doing things correctly. Again, it didn't sound great, as you heard, but it was right. The only time I was ever really doing things incorrectly in my entire like vocal career was that 2017 to 2019. Those 2 years, I was over projecting a lot. And eventually I figured that out and toned things down and I fixed it. Problem solved, and now I sound better. You should continue to improve as a vocalist. Your vocals should not get worse. But anyway, thanks for the continued support. Hope to see you guys in the next video. And if not, just soon. Signing off.